Thalmor and Horam clink their mugs together with exceptional vigor, threatening to smash the glass. Oh, you start. I know a maid who loves her ale. She thought it me, but 'twas my dog's tail. I love my ale, that is true. As for that dog, he's better than you. Pyria sings in a sweet voice, playing her lute in a frenzy. For my woman I'd never fail, but 'tis true, me, dog's bone is like a whale. Oh, my woman I'd never quit, but that dog of mine, he only needs the tip. A dog's snout, never underestimated, always ingratiated, sings the crowd, clinking glasses together. After a few more stanzas, praising the prowess of your dog and lamenting the drunkenness of your lass, the song goes further downhill as it switches to you competing in love with your mule. As the patrons sing along, your sister Tamara, oh, Tamara is here, fucking hell, dances whirling with abandon, a smile that shines in the sun. Gods, you're happy you found her. Well, in truth, she found you. Your fame spreads faster than the emissaries you hired to find her, and so she made it to what was left of Ring City on her own, healthy and as adventurous as ever. Pyria plays her lute with heart, although she is still relatively terrible with it. Still she's getting better, and you think she may in fact make a fine bard someday, particularly given her natural beauty and charisma. Since the Scourge, much of Pyria's music has been melancholy songs that all the patrons of Leering Virgin Inn can relate to. However, when you manage to get her started on some drinking songs, there is great fun to be had. Facilitating fun seems like the least you can do. After all, you were the champion of Agrilla, the godling of fun. Yes, of course, some memories are altered. Although she abandoned you when Azazel ascended to godhood, you still feel that she is looking down upon you from wherever the godling fled. Certainly at times like this, she is smiling. Everyone loves Rooster and Pyria, particularly as the ale begins to flow. Folk hero that you are, it seems only appropriate that you take a commoner as your mate. It also didn't hurt that you and Pyria always had a natural chemistry that takes no effort. You know not what happened to Pyria's husband after his transformation into the demon, or whatever it is that he became. Nearly all the demons had been slain, and within a day their bodies had crumbled to ash. Those that survived are rumored to have escaped back to Abyss. You do not do your best to help Pyria to forget the painful night, particularly in your shared bedchambers. She puts her body and soul into her lovemaking. Ooh! And she's such a beautiful and sensuous creature that you're not sure you'll ever get enough of her. As for the drinking and merrymaking, like tonight, that too is an escape, one that you'd be wise to slow down on eventually. Already you feel the call of adventure. Maybe you will join the hunts of giants and goblins in the Dragon Tooth Mountains. Maybe you'll seek to destroy the remnants of Thog's cults on this plane before they find you. You would have to leave Pyria behind, though. She's brave and has heart, but such only equips her to die on the brutal adventurous road. For now, though, you shall celebrate. Indeed, everyone here knows what it is to celebrate another day alive, with Pyria and her shining eyes, flowing hair, and the sun shines a little brighter for you. That was actually a wholesome ending. I mean, the ending with Maid Navis was also decent, and eventually it is going to become like this. And we will be much safer with her as well, considering how strong she is. But regardless, this is also a good ending. Both of these endings were good. The Maid Navis one would take a little bit more time, I would say. But other than that, it was a good ending, I would say. Let's see the stats. It's 890. We still couldn't get it because I probably chose the Golden Dragon one. That took up way too much. So I could get that if I don't choose the Golden Dragon. But I don't have to calculate everything, and that sucks. Let's go redo the last choice. And we're going to get on to the next one, which is going to be Anne Hollowflame. Let's go with Anne. Become a knight. This is about the most classic medieval achievement this author can think of. A nice job. I don't know why would I be becoming a knight. I suppose we were yeah, whatever. I guess we did. She is a noble, I suppose. 3 months later, although still in mourning over the death of her husband, yeah, I like how it's in quotes, Lady Anne Hollowflame could not contain her smile when she first looked upon you after the battle. And how could anyone blame her? Not only are you among the most handsome of the survivors of the Scourge, but you are now truly a hero. Your fame from defeating Thog has risen higher still by the way of the tales of your defeat of the Balor. Although the bards have already sung many different accounts of how exactly you overcame the titanic demon, in any case, your heroic status earned you a shot at marrying the widow. That is, once you were knighted. Bonebrow was knighted first and was happy to do the same for you. It took a little doing. After all, you were a deserter and did not have the most spotless reputation before. Still, with your recent exploits coupled with Anne's weight thrown in, it was enough. Okay, you are now known as Sir Nikolai Shade. Holy shit. And you have been bequeathed 1,000 acres in the bountiful plains northeast of Ring City. Now a noble Lady Hollowflame readily accepted your proposal, not only because of the reasons mentioned already, but also because of the child she carries in her womb. Your child, or at least she assures you. Despite your awarded land and your mermaid treasure, which you since dug up and retrieved, your real wealth has come from your new wife, not just from her own inherited treasure, but also thanks to a change in fortune on the last night. During the scourge, nearly all the Halfling family had taken refuge in their mansion in the inner ring, where they were slain. Anne speaks of this using her sad voice, but there is always glee in her eyes, and why not? Most of the Halflame's silver empire is now hers. Anne had survived the night without undue trauma, as she and the more minor nobles have been fortunate to be barricaded deep within the Duke's castle. Well, except one, Anne's half-brother, Lord Foxwood. Curiously, his wounds did not appear to be from claws or fangs, but rather small, perhaps more like a dagger. All the better for Anne, who became a countess, now with all of Foxwood's prime lands near the fortress of Egrain, as well as the fortress itself. Yes, she killed him. Most of the city did not fare as well as your beloved. In the months after the slaughter, the city survivors banded together to salvage what they could of their lives. One of the few buildings standing was the Duke's castle, so most of the survivors have taken up residence here. Although room in the castle was made thanks to the slaughter of the Duke's knight, yeah, this is the same thing. Housing and everything, Tellem's shame has been used to store food and firewood. For the larger world, the destruction of Ring City had an impact too. There is nothing like a god of the wars to bring... Yeah, this is the same thing after that. Now a large content... Yeah, this is the same. There were a few hard feelings from several of the commanders and knights within these reinforcements that you, a deserter of Lord Wellington's army, are now by marriage and knighthood untouchable. All well, this is how the wheel of fortune turns. In the crowded castle, even the Sky Garden is being used to its full capacity. That's where you find yourself on this warm sunny day at the new location of the Leering Virgin Inn, which really is just a wooden sign from the original inn hung on a branch of one of the garden apple trees. People sit at the cobbled together tables upon mismatched chairs. From here you have a view of the Ring City. People work and whatever, this and that. I'm not surprised no one can find them, you say. Their wards are probably too strong. Cannot find whom? Says Anne, her voice tight. She takes a sip of grape juice, staining her lips anew. She hates that she had to abstain from leprechaun blood, not to mention wine, on account of her condition. Ghost, Nerissa and Reginald, and that girl Haidee, you say. Calac thinks they are no longer on the material plane. Prime material. Right, they are dead. I do believe so. Anne sighs. Yeah, they are dead. This is the first ending, right? They are dead. Anne sighs. I could not care less if they are in paradise or in hell, so long as the wizard does not appear here and blow us all to bits. We have a very special child to take care of, you know. By the way, yeah, someone commented in my fucking comment section that they want to see my reaction to the fucking ending. And my reaction has been very livid already, but I feel like when I go for the second ending, I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out. I'm a little bit, you know, awkward right now because it's been 5 days since I've last recorded, and I've left it in the middle or some shit, whatever. How can I forget? You say you constantly remind me whenever something needs lifting, or you want me to make unreasonable, or you want me to make unreasonable demands on your cook, or to make outrageous specific meals that no one has heard of. You remind me of our child. Shh, she hisses. Do not call it our child when other ears are near. She says in a whisper, earnest child. And you say, people resume, I mean our child by marriage, not by seed. You shrug. Anyway, that could be the truth of it. She scowls. I wanted no child of his and avoided it as best as I could. Let it spill in my hand, falling that in my mouth, or if he refused any of these options, in my ass, I'm guessing. Enough specifics, you say, interrupting her. But what we did, she says with a devilish smile spreading over her face. Over there, she tilts her head to the side of the garden where a few bushes remain. That hit the mark. You sure about the timing, you say? She sighs. You have asked this 100 times. A woman knows. She leans over the table and looks at you intently. Tell me again what you saw that day at your bedside. The ghost child of Lady Wellington, you say. Well, I was recovering my health after my epic battle with Dog's abomination. The ghost stood nearby, and he seemed intent on me. Gods, he took so many shapes: baby, toddler, youngster, young man, older man, really old man. Then he started over again. It was like he wanted to show me his whole life, at least the life he could live. And you're certain it was Lady Wellington's child. Lady Wellington's dead face is burned into your memory, so as are the faces of that ghost. I think I could see the resemblance. That is the older version, not the baby, you say. Surely if a child's soul was seeking a father to enter mortality, it must have been you. And if that is so, then I would be the mother. She narrows her eyes at you. That is, unless you had congress with another woman near that time and place. No, you say, holding up your hands. Well, there was the succubus and the mermaid. Wait, when did we fuck a mermaid? Alright, we did that weird water thingy. But you're not going to tell Anne that she's frightening when angry. In any case, if that boy's soul did choose you as the father and that Anne probably is the mother, after Agra has been so insistent on you seducing Anne when you did, at the time you figured it was due to her being the godling of fun, but maybe it was for something more lasting. Maybe Agrula wished to insert her own divinity into this ordained and blessed soul. There had been an entire, well, this is going to turn out to be a trickster god's little thing. Unfortunately, there have been an entire elaborate ceremony, the path of blood, all of it for this unborn child. Perhaps he truly is special and destined for greatness. Although you have seen Anne, your seed before although you had given Anne your seed before seeing the ghost, perhaps it not yet have taken root. If not, then maybe the soul of the boy might have slipped in at the right time. Regardless of what the priests say, it seems so far-fetched to you. Nevertheless, the feeling you got from Agril at the time makes you wonder. She had larger plans, and know it, you think. Yes, she did. Well, he did. Anyways, Agril had some influence on your unborn child. You don't mind. After all, she is the godling of fun. Nope. Since your boy might end up to be a handful, but hopefully he will be good-natured and have a fine sense of humor. Oh, he definitely will have a sense of humor, that much I can tell you. Naturally, you have never told Anne about Agrila. You have come to know the Countess as a ruthless and savvy woman. If she got even the hint, you've gone soft in the head. Things might not end well for you. As you consider this, you realize you're staring at Piria, the half-elf, as she serves the table. Quickly, you turn your attention from her, lest Anne notice. Just then, you hear breathing behind you. You spin around in your chair and come to face Phoebe looking up at you with a hopeful smile. Annabelle, her friend, another orphan you have adopted, stands a pace behind. May Annabelle and I go to the river? Says Phoebe. Again, you say that the river is disgusting. I'm bound to catch plague. Want to leave the city? There's the same thing after this, I do believe so. I'm going to catch metal rock bugs, this and that. We call crayfish. Tasty is that. So we'll take Gookog, I'm guessing, some point, yeah, fine, and go, but go find Gookog, you say. Don't run off and try to lose him on account of his limb. He's not a runner. We will, this and that. Those low bones have a mischievousness behind their eyes, says Anne, her eyes narrowing as she watches the girls run. That Annabelle seems particularly calculating. She is maybe 8 summers old, you say. I don't think we need to judge her moral character, not yet. Just yet. I'm not judging anyone, says Anne. She's my favorite, in fact. It's just that I do not trust her. She did have a demon at one point. She looks at you for a moment and rolls her eyes. I don't know why you take on these orphan girls, you shrug. To be honest, I don't know why either. They're just sort of latched on. Well, we're not running an orphanage, says Anne. Gods know that every urchin from here to sea will trek here and latch on if words get out that Count Shade has such a soft heart. We shall already have your sister to look after. Tamara can look after herself, I assure you, say with a smile. One of the envoys you hired to find your sister have sent word that she is on her way with escort, of course. Not that she needs one. Still, it would be good to arrange a good match for her. One of wealth and or of at least reputation. This is turning out to be a lot more problematic than I guessed, says Anne, looking around, searching for such a good man now. Sir Goodford, perhaps. I think you would like him as a brother-in-law. I would, but Bonebrow is not the right match for Tamara. You say, yeah, he's gay. And tilts her head and lifts her eyebrows in a way that she does when she is sniffing for gossip. You shrug. I know Bonebrow and I know Tamara. Stares at you for a long moment, probably wondering what you're hiding, but then she continues. Your sister aside, we shall have our own children to look after. Children, you ask? One thing that I've learned as of late is that life hangs by only a thread, she says, sipping her juice. It's wise to have a few extra. I would enjoy providing you with a wagon full, you say, bouncing her eyebrow. She smiles back at you slyly and nods towards the bushes. I would enjoy reenacting our first Holy Congress. Now, you say, looking around the crowded garden. Foliage has almost been cut back to almost nothing. If they see her here, it will give the peasants something to envy and strive for, she says, standing up, extending her hand. You want to say, do they not already have enough to envy? But you don't. You stand and take hers. Although Anne frightens you sometimes, yes, you can't deny that she's exciting. Hopefully you will remain useful to her, not only to her reputation for her married to the hero of the Scourge, but in other ways, for now at least, you're enjoying your new life as a knight. I don't think you can enjoy that. That sounds awful. Fucking hell, this is the worst one. Let's see how it goes. I really liked Maiden Avices. I especially liked Piria's. So far, my favorite one is Piria. And Helloflame did not go as I wanted it to go. Really last choice, yeah. And with fucking, now let's do Kriya. This is the last one, the fucking chick that I hated so much, and well, I suppose she was super regretful, so I did forgive her to some extent. But let's see how this goes, because her mother is not going to be up for it. Priya, witchy woman, love. She spoke of hunting giant rats in the sewer, and although you didn't know it, yet your heart was hers. It was a windy road, but you found your soulmate. I would rather spend one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone. J.R.R. Tolkien.